Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jackie with Water Bear Enlightened Intuition. We're going to do a reading for the sign of Cancer. So it'll be Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But anyone with a Cancer placement in their chart, this message most likely will resonate with you in some way, shape, or form. So welcome to everyone who's here. So just a reminder, as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Masculine energies can be feminine, feminine can be masculine. So just, like I said, take things as they resonate for you and your situation. All right, Spirit. Okay, so we're going to start with a few oracles here. Okay. So first out, we have choosing your path. All is possible. All right, that's a great start. We have ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. And we have wondrous universe, walk in beauty. All right. So those are great messages to start with here. Spirit is just reminding you that, anything is possible, that the universe wants to co-create with you and manifest for you to have the desired outcomes and the desired life that you would like. So, work with the universe here because the universe is wondrous. It wants to make life beautiful for you. And, just keep going forward the best that you can because honestly, at the end of the day, that's all you really can do is just do the best that you can every day. So some great messages to start out with here. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell us here for Cancer as far as the person on their mind and love? What kind of information or insights can you give us? Okay, so the first card out is Soulmate. Twin flame, friendship, romantic partner. Okay, so they could be a twin flame. They could just be a soulmate. It could be any of these. A divine counterpart, whatever you resonate with. Some people, believe in twin flames, some don't. But, this could also be just a friendship that you're of a person that you're thinking of, or just a romantic partner that might not be considered a soulmate. But for a lot of you, it will be. So take that part as it resonates. Okay. What else do you have for us, Spirit? Okay. We've got puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. Okay, so somebody's confused here. We'll have to see what's going on. What other information do you have for us, Spirit, for Cancer and their person as it relates to love? Okay, we've got a few cards that came out here. All right. I'll take them in the order I got them. Okay. So we have suffering and silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. Salty, bitter, angry, and petty. We have hopeless, loss, depression, and suicide, which hopefully it's not suicide. And hopefully, if that is resonating with anyone, hopefully, anyone who knows anyone, or if that's you all, hopefully not, that, you know where to get help. So, there's suicide hotlines available that are able to help whoever might be in that situation. But I hope that I'm not feeling that way, but I hope that anyone or that's watching, or anyone who knows anyone who might be going through that, to make sure that they get some help for that. But I think it's more about loss and depression, if anything, especially with the suffering and silence. And then we have burned bridges, lack of trust, disloyal, turned back on. Yeah. Okay. Spirit, what else can you tell us here? What other information can you give us for Cancer here? About their love and their situation. Okay, we have shattered, broken, nightmares, and failures. Okay, so that might go along with the suffering and silence card here. I think we might need a few more cards here to try to figure this out. Okay, Spirit, what other information can you give us here about the situation here with Cancer and their person? What else can you tell us? Okay, we have chaos, upheaval, disaster, and downfall. So obviously they caused some chaos here. They were disloyal to. Okay. What else do you have to tell us, Spirit? For Cancer. About their person. Ooh. What else do we have here? Oh, goodness. Okay, we have a few cards that came out. Okay. So we have lust, greed, by any means necessary, inconsiderate. We have blocked, moved on, nothing to say, stop calling. We've got waves, emotions, worry, and fear. And vacay, get away, relax, and have fun. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like you all are in a no contact maybe or separation here, and you block them. So they were either, being inconsiderate of you. There could be a third party here involved. Maybe you were puzzled and confused because of the way that they were acting, that they, maybe they were trying to have their cake and eat it too here, which is kind of maybe what it seems like. They obviously have real feelings here and unspoken desires that they never talked to you about. So it looks like they've never told you how they felt. Now they're in, loss and depression here, broken. They know that they broke your trust and they were disloyal to you. They're full of emotions and worry and fear. They want to be able to just relax and have fun with you again, like you used to, but they know that you're moving on, that you're basically done with them. So, you could be the one that's salty here, which is understandable. Maybe your person, I think what had happened here is that, your person felt for whatever reason that this was more lust instead of love. And with twin flame relationships, that can happen that way, especially sometimes probably with other soulmate type relationships as well, especially if your person has only really been used to shallow type relationships. Maybe they haven't really had any kind of meaningful, deep relationships before. So maybe they were just thinking that this was lust because, a lot of times when you meet your twin flame, the magnetic attraction, I mean, it's so intense that a lot of times people confuse it with lust. They don't really understand it. So I think that your person felt like this was lust. I feel like you knew that it was more than that. So they kind of treated you terribly and they never told you how they felt. And they broke your trust. They were disloyal about something, at least one thing, and you were confused because you're like, what is going on if we have this great connection? And so you moved on. You got angry and you moved on. And you know, they cause all this chaos in your life. So you might actually be going on a vacay actually. And if you are, good for you, man. That's awesome. If you are, just get away, get some you time, and heal from this situation that this person obviously put you through. We have tension, stressed out, migraines, and worry. Yeah. So I'm sure that there's tension on both sides, but it's probably a reason to go on vacay. All right, what else do we have, Spirit? Okay. We have laughter, happiness, joy, and healing. Yeah, so I think that's what your person wants back again. They want back the laughter. They want back the joy here. They want to be able to heal from this. They know that, I think they know that they hurt you. But, you know, you're moving on. What else can you tell us, Spirit, for Cancer and their person? All right, we've got time. Delay, procrastination, too busy. So yeah, they're acting like they're too busy for you. You know, they were acting like you were an option, basically. And it goes along with the lust and, you know, treating you like you were, you know, just another shallow relationship. I have a feeling that they were used to shallow relationships before. All right. Spirit, what else can you tell us here for the collective? First card out, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, so you used your intuition with this and you walked away. Yeah, you know that this person was disloyal. You know, your intuition was telling you. That's why you were puzzled. You're like, what is going on here? Because the way they're acting, you know, that's not the way a twin flame or a soulmate should be acting. Yeah. What else do you have to tell us, Spirit, for Cancer? Yeah, and so when you tuned into your intuition, you were like, this isn't right. I'm getting the hell out of here. And you blocked them. And I do not blame you one bit for doing that. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Four of Wands. So I think that, you know, deep down, your person really wants this with you. That's why they're suffering in silence. I think they're not used to talking about emotions. They're not used to dealing with emotions and, you know, deep relationships. I feel like they really want the Four of Wands here with you. I feel like you did too, but the way they treated you, you know, they broke your trust here. So I think also you knew intuitively that they were your Four of Wands. You two are home to each other, and you knew that intuitively. What else do we have, Spirit? What do you have for a Spirit for Cancer? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune is about fate, and especially in this situation, because you were fated to meet this person. And most likely there are lessons that are involved here. So they were lessons that you all signed up for before you came. But, you know, especially if you're twin flames, that goes along with learning these lessons. So yeah, the wheel is turning there. And I feel like it's turning in your favor. You know, you got out of here, and hopefully your person is realized, hopefully they're healing. We'll have to see here. But, you know, you've broken past this and moved on by blocking them, and you got out of this situation because it was toxic. It looks toxic. What else do we have, Spirit, for Cancer here in this relationship here? We've got the Five of Wands. Yeah, so a lot of conflict, drama. You know, there could be other people involved. It, you know, it could be family, friends, work, all these different people. You're probably down here on the bottom, unfortunately, or that's how you felt like an option. What else do you have to tell us, Spirit, for Cancer here? What else do you have to tell us, Spirit? If you all don't mind, please like, share, subscribe, comment below, especially if this is resonating at all with you. I would appreciate that. Helps my channel grow. All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, they were juggling you. Just like I was saying, I'm pretty confident here that they kept you as an option. They didn't know how to handle you. You brought this magnetic attraction and they freaked out about it. They did not know how to handle that at all. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So yeah, your person was obviously deceitful. It's kind of funny that it's going right here on top of lack of trust, disloyal, which that definitely with the Seven of Swords. Yeah, very deceitful here. No, they lied, deceived you in some way. And you're puzzled here. You're like, what the hell is going on? You know, you're my person. You're not supposed to treat me that way. What else do you have to tell us, Spirit? Let's see. I'm gonna shuffle one more time here and get some more cards. Okay. Oh, okay, right away. All right, we've got the Ten of Cups. So yeah, you were hoping for your Ten of Cups with this person. And it's kind of ironic too that I love the way these cards kind of fall different ways here. And so the Seven of Swords, not only did it fall right here with the disloyal here, and disloyal, lack of trust, turned back on, but it also fell here with the High Priestess. So you knew intuitively something was going on here. They were being deceitful. You knew this, which is why you blocked them and walked away. And then the Ten of Cups is right here with the Four of Wands. I mean, happy home, happy home. I mean, this is a happy life here. And you're confused. You're puzzled. You're like, what is going on? You were supposed to be my happily ever after here. And no, like I can't now. I don't feel like I can have that with you. Yeah. And, I feel like deep down, you're also their Four of Wands and Ten of Cups, but they just, like I said, they fumbled you. They did not know how to handle you, unfortunately, in this relationship. It was just too stressful for them, maybe. It was just too much. Okay. What else do you have for us, Spirit? What other information can you give us? Okay. So we've got the Chariot. So I feel like that was actually you. I feel like, you were here in your High Priestess energy here. You knew intuitively that this person was your Four of Wands and your Ten of Cups. It was a fated meeting here, but unfortunately there was conflict after conflict, drama, chaos, like here with this person. The person was trying to juggle you and they fumbled because there was deceit here. And now they know that you might have your Ten of Cups with someone else, but you got on your Chariot and you left. So, unfortunately, yeah, you blocked them. And like I said, with good reason. What else do you have to tell us, Spirit? else do you have to tell us, Spirit, for Cancer? Okay, we have the Empress. Yeah. So, you got on your chariot here, and your person knows that you're the Empress. You rode away in Empress energy here. And your person knows that. It was, you're basically, Empress does not chase, they attract. And they know that you're going to attract somebody new because you're just amazing. So, they know you're going to have your 10 of Cups and 4 of Wands with someone else. And I'm sure there are lessons that were meant to be learned here, but hopefully maybe you all can come back together. But what else do you have to tell us, Spirit? All right. So we have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, you moved on to calmer waters here without this person. You blocked them, you moved on. You got on your chariot, you were in your Empress energy, and you moved on. Calmer waters from all this upheaval and chaos. So yeah. What's the possible outcome here for Cancer, Spirit? What can you tell us as far as the outcome? Yeah, 3 of Swords. So, Spirit's basically saying that, yes, there was heartbreak on both sides, which is, inevitable with this type of situation. What else can you tell us about the outcome here, possible outcome for Cancer and this person, Spirit? What else can you tell us? We have the Devil. So again, lust energy. I don't feel like this person has changed at all, unfortunately. Maybe in time they'll be able to change, but the way I'm reading this right now, I'm reading it as, unfortunately, they caused you heartbreak. Like I said, they have heartbreak as well, but I think it's just going to continue here. And I believe that they're still in devil energy. So they're still toxic. They might have addictions, bad habits, things like that, but they were in lustful energy here. This lust card is basically devil energy to me. So they were in devil energy before you blocked them. And unfortunately, because I was asking about the outcome is going to be more 3 of Swords with devil energy here. So unfortunately, I'm seeing that that this person is most likely not changing anytime soon. But yeah, let's see here. Trying to think of what kind of let's do this oracle deck. Let's get some oracles as far as like advice for you here. Yeah. I mean, at least you got out of the chaos. Spirit wants you to choose your path here. Obviously, this person most likely will come back to you at some point and try to talk with you about this. You're going to have to use your discernment to see if they've changed, which the cards are saying, at least right now, they haven't changed. So if it's anytime soon, most likely they have not changed, because, healing takes a while for most people. Spirit does want you to just keep plugging away, ascending the mountain, and trust in the universe that, to manifest what you desire here for your life. So if you want to manifest this person back and desire them back, even though they're in devil energy, they caused heartbreak here, and they will continue to most likely cause a heartbreak. There was disloyalty and lying going on here, obviously. So that's up to you, but Spirit's just wanting you to choose your path. And I'm thinking that the majority of you will most likely move on from this And, you know, if you and your twin flame do not come into union in this lifetime, they say that, you know, there might be another lifetime that you all will come into union together, but maybe you're just meant to have met each other, and had this fated meeting to learn some lessons here. So I'm sure that you're healing as well. Okay, what else can you tell us, Spirit, as far as what kind of advice can you give the collective here for Cancer and their person? Okay, we have apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt, fear. Yeah. So that's another card of basically choosing your path and ascending the mountain. So, you know, you're in your Empress energy here. You're getting on your chariot, moving into the Six of Swords, like out into calmer waters here by blocking this person. So, you know, you're getting rid of the doubts and fear. If you do have doubts and fear, just remember that the universe has your back here. Try to manifest, use your intuition, and someone else will be coming to you here if you decide that you're going to leave this situation for good, even if this person comes back to you. But yeah, I think it's basically the Spirit is saying to just go out into the world and see what's out there for you, because there has to be something better than this chaos here. And I think Spirit is proud of you for moving past this situation as well. All right, a couple cards here. So we have the message, positive news, positive outcome. Yeah. So you might be getting some positive news, maybe not from this person, but, something as far as maybe from somebody else, maybe positive news about a job, or, it could be anything in your life. So, like I said, you might be getting some kind of positive news that makes you feel better about just life in general, and maybe going down a different path. Could also be from another person, but it's got the white dove there, so it's basically hope. I believe, I feel like this is Spirit sending this to you, maybe your ancestors as well, trying to give you some positivity. And then we have, I'm going to cover this up with my fingers, because she doesn't have any clothes on. We have the dream. Something is revealed, insight, breakthrough. So I'm going to put one of my crystals here just to cover her up there. But yeah, so maybe this message is going to reveal something to you. Maybe you get some insight and breakthrough that allows you to help clarify things and choose your path more correctly, or more appropriately for you, at least at this point in your life, and to keep you plugging along there. So look out for some good message, positive message with some insight for you that'll keep you going out and moving on from this person in this situation. Like I said, I think most of you will probably move on from this. So, and just stay moved on. All right. Well, Cancer, like I said earlier, please consider liking, sharing, subscribe, and comment below, especially if this message resonated. It always helps me to know that, if the messages mean something and if they relate to your life at all, and hopefully it'll help in some way or another. And until next time, I wish you all well, and namaste.